Hi there, welcome back to Stillwater's ASMR. Excuse the red nose, I've just come in from outside and it's a bit cold and windy, so today's video is in response to a request I just had come in on one of my recent videos, and it was from a fellow mother asking sort of how I keep my child entertained all day. And so I wanted to share what we're doing, how it works for us. I would like to start with the caveat. Number one, honesty is really important for me. I think there's a lot of guilt around parenting. I say I'm being a mother, but probably fathers probably experience it too, but I'm not one, so I can't comment on that experience. And there's a lot of guilt around being a mother and parenting, and I think we all feel at some point like we could do better and that we're not doing enough. And I think there's a lot of messages that we receive from social media and books and different resources that sort of, oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And so I'm going to try and be really honest, because I don't want this video to make anyone feel bad about their own parenting. I would also like to start with the caveat. I am a parent of only one child. So I only have one child that I have to worry about and entertain and deal with. I am currently in a waiting list to be assessed for autism. There's been debate over, some medical professionals think I have ADHD, some do not. So there's been debate about whether or not I have ADHD. But the point being is it's highly likely I might be neurodivergent, and I have found being a parent extremely challenging. I found it really overwhelming and overstimulating, and I found it really difficult. And so I'm grateful that we are stopping at one. There will be no more children. It would be really difficult for me to, I think, to have two. So hats off to anyone who has more than one child. I've no idea how you do it. My mother had 3. Haven't got a clue how she didn't just lock us all in a cupboard and move to a different country. Also, I have a very easy baby. I try to avoid language such as good and bad babies, because I don't believe that there is such thing as a bad baby. Bad people when they get older, yes, but babies I don't believe are capable of good and bad. They're just babies and they react instinctively, and but I do believe that you get more challenging babies and easier babies. I'm calling my child a baby. She's a toddler now. She's 1.5 years. I just turned 1.5 years, and she's in full toddler mode, like throw yourself on the floor and cry your eyes out because the nail file you broke in half won't go back together again, sort of toddler. We put the high chair away, so therefore she's having a meltdown because she wanted to play with the high chair, that kind of thing. So yeah, I believe that you get challenging behaviour and challenging children, and then you get easy ones. I'm lucky I have an easy baby. I do not take credit for that. I do not believe it's anything I have done as a parent. I think it's who she is, and I'm very aware that every child is different. Now, in terms of how we keep her entertained all day, I'm very fortunate in that category of her being an easy child. She's fairly good about entertaining herself. So if you plonk her down with some toys, she's pretty good about, she'll play with herself, by herself quite happily. Apologies. Yawn. I'm aware you get some children who are far more demanding of adult or other children interaction, and they don't just play happily by themselves. And again, I don't think it's anything I've done that's made my child be quite content. I'm also aware that I've heard that children at a certain age will be happy to play by themselves, and then they'll like progress to like a new development stage, and then they'll be like really demanding. So I'm very aware that my daughter could well like move into a new development phase and it could all change. So I'm very aware. It's the same with like she sleeps well and she eats well. I am very aware she could switch development phase and suddenly become a really fussy eater, or suddenly like start waking up during the night. So I'm very aware of these things. You kind of can't be too self-satisfied because it can change. So yeah, at the moment we I'm trying to think how to word this. I have very strong opinions about screen time. Now, I want to clarify that does not come from a place of I'm better than other parents. It comes from a place of fear, because I have struggled with a smartphone addiction basically ever since I've gotten a smartphone. I spend far too much time on my phone, and it's something I have struggled with and battled with, and it's caused me real distress, it's caused me harm to my mental health. And it's something that's still ongoing and that I still struggle with. And because of that, from that place of like struggle and fear, I am taking quite a firm stance, or trying to take quite a firm stance on screen time for my daughter. So the World Health Organization recommends that children don't have any screen time up until the age of 3. And so that is what we are aiming to do. So what that means for us, so we have a TV in the living room, and it is on sometimes when she's around, but it will be on adult content. Now, I want to clarify that's not like inappropriate adult content. I more mean things like Homes Under the Hammer, or Antique Roadshow, or like a quiz show, or things that her father and I enjoy watching, but she's not that interested in. There might be some Judge Judy, or My £600 Life, or that kind of thing. It's not very exciting for a child, so she doesn't really pay much attention to it. So she does have a TV on in the room that she's in, but it's not. When it's me and her home all day, the TV's normally off. But like when her dad comes home in the evening or the weekends when he's around, he'll often have the TV on. I said it's on what he was wanting to watch, not what she would maybe want to watch. So we don't have children's TV playing in the background. 3 times in her 1.5 year of life so far, I have put children's TV on. The first time was just before Christmas, when I was trying to wrap presents. I just needed her to be like, she was being particularly difficult that day, and I was like, just go watch that while I get these presents wrapped. Once was when I wasn't well and I just needed to be able to just curl up on the sofa and be unwell. And once was when she wasn't well and I was hoping that she would just kind of snuggle on the sofa and watch it, but even then she wasn't actually, like, she watched it for so long and then she went and was playing anyway. So in terms of devices, now she will not be getting like a tablet or a phone, like anything like that, until she's like in high school or something. Like, I'm gonna be really strict about that kind of thing. So she doesn't have her own devices. When she's older, like when I was growing up, then I had like a Game Boy, old classic Game Boy. I still have it. And when I got into high school and I had my own job, I bought my own, like my first mobile phone. This was well before the days of smartphones. This was the days of old Nokias and that sort of thing. So I bought my own phone when I was able to like do the contract, like the pay the bills. At that point in time, it was like a pay as you go. And you had to pay per character in the text and that kind of thing. But So I got my first phone when I had my first job, and I could pay for it myself. With my daughter, what I intend to do with devices is when she's older, like at a sensible age, I haven't decided exactly what age, so I have a Nintendo Wii. She'll get to play that at like an age appropriate time for all the games, and I may well get her like some kind of handheld games console, like a Nintendo Switch or something like that, whatever's around when she's older. And so kind of late primary school, early high school sort of time. So I will let her play computer games when she's older, because they're fun, and I don't believe like the sensible usage is, you know, a bad thing. So that would be like sort of, right, you can go play it for an hour or two sort of thing, but it wouldn't be letting her play it all day long. So there would be that. So I would let her have a games console. When she gets into, when she's like approaching sort of the end of high school, when she's got exams and stuff coming up and like more coursework, I would get her her own laptop. The reason for that being that I want her to be computer literate. I want her to know how to use like Word and Excel and PowerPoint and things like that, and like emails, and I want her to be computer literate. But we'll probably have until she's about 16, we'll probably have a no devices in her bedroom. That's our own personal opinions. So if she's using like a family computer, it would be down in like the family space. If she's using her own laptop, again, it would be down in the family space, until like a certain, maybe like 16 or something. And the same would apply, like, so even when she does get a phone, it would be, you know, she wouldn't be allowed to have it in her room overnight, that kind of thing. Like, leave it downstairs. I've got strong opinions about that. So that's, and I'm aware that that's my own opinions. I'm not aware that there's plenty of people who do things differently. That's how I intend to do it. And for people who go, oh, but it's different now, all their friends will have it. Well, I grew up without a TV, and everybody at school had a TV, and everybody at school was talking about the latest TV shows, and I survived. Like, yeah, I felt left out, but I survived. As an adult, I understand and I appreciate why my mum did what she did. And she was not swayed by but everyone else has that argument. So that kind of empowers me to make tough calls for my own daughter about doing things differently. As I said, that's my own personal like rant of how I do intend to do things on the screen time. So we don't. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have to say that there are many times when it's me and my daughter at home, she will be sitting playing with her toys and I will be sitting on my phone. Like, I am that mother who spends a lot of time on my phone, because I will be honest, I find it incredibly boring sometimes, because like I can't go and get stuck into doing something, because then she'll get into something she shouldn't, or our house is not baby proof to the extent that I want it to be. So it's a constant source of stress for me that there are certain things I want to be done around the house to make it more baby proof, that I can then like leave her in a, oh, I just realised I've got like a black mark on my hand. I don't actually know what that's from. Yeah, so I would like to be able to like leave her in a certain part of the house while I get on with things, knowing that she's like, it's, you know, there with her toys and that she's contained, but she can now open doors. And so like I had a short phase where I was able to like go into my office, and there's a baby gate between my office and the living room, and she could be contained in the living room and I could like hear her and sort of see her. but I know she was safe. But now she can open doors to the utility room where there's a whole bunch of stuff in there she shouldn't be in, and she can open doors into the kitchen where she can climb onto the table and chairs and then risk falling off, and it's not safe, and it's really frustrating. So there's a lot of times when I want to be getting on with things, but I can't because she's getting into stuff. So I end up like sitting on my phone while she's playing with her toys, because like she doesn't need my direct involvement. And I'm finding that really, really challenging. So that's that's kind of my honest. My feelings as a mother is my daughter is spending, and that was one thing when I was pregnant. I was desperately trying to get my phone usage under control because I didn't want my daughter to be growing up with a mother who spent her time with her head in her phone. And that's exactly what I'm doing. But that's the problem with addiction, is because it is an addiction to my smartphone. It's not something trivial, and it's really, really, really hard. I love my daughter and I want better for her, but that's basically what she's getting at the moment. So that's something I'm working on. So what else? Because I'm going to take you around and I'm going to show you what I've got and how I've got things set up. What kind of toys she's got, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else for like while we're face to face like this. Yeah, so like my daughter, she will get hold of my phone sometimes because obviously I spend so much time looking at it. She's obsessed with it. And she can she knows how to work it already, but it's got a lock on it so she can't get right into the phone. I don't give her YouTube or something to watch because there's so much inappropriate content on YouTube. And so yeah, it's one of those. I'm not perfect, and I'm not professing to be, and I know that there's areas that I want to do better, and I'm working on, but yeah, it's one of those tricky ones. So one thing we're trying to do is there's the 1,000 hours outside challenge that was started in America in response to the amount of screen time that children tend to get these days. And it was trying to get more kids outside, playing outside. And we started the challenge this year. One of my cousins is doing it and they're doing really well. They've done 2 years in a row now. They've done 1,000 hours outside with their kids up here in Shetland, where the weather can be atrocious. So we started that, this year. We are not on track to do 1,000 hours outside. We are aiming more for 500. To be honest, I've been shocking about actually recording the time we spend outside. I keep forgetting to record it. But the weather has really been against us, and I found that I get really bored if we go outside just to go outside, because obviously I can't, she's only 1.5 years. I can't send her outside to go play by herself. I have to be there with her supervising. And I found that if I don't have something to do, I get really bored. So it's been fine when we have I've got an activity, we've been busy on the farm, on the croft, then I have had something to do. But then she'll tend to get bored if we're doing something that she can't really get involved with. She'll get bored and frustrated. So it's been really challenging. There's been times when I've had to go out and get stuff done on the croft, and I've chosen to have her I've done it when she's been away at childcare. Because I find that difficult. She does love going outside. I'll show you some of the stuff that we've got for her to go outside. She loves being outside, and she'll happily be outside for hours on end. I'll get cold and I'll get bored and I'll want to come inside. That's the biggest challenge I've got with that so far. She's happy to be out. And yeah, so because basically, so the question that started this whole video, which I'm only just getting to answering now, is basically what do I do with my daughter all day? Now, I cheat and I don't have my daughter home with me all the time because I would not cope. I don't do well when I have her home with me all day long. I don't do well. It's not good for me, which is then not good for her, because I have a lot of things I need to do, whether it's housework or stuff on the croft, or I have a small part-time job where I have to just work hours as and when I can get them. I don't do well when I'm aware that there's 101 things that I need to do and I can't get on with them because a lot of them I can't do with her around. So I have childcare set up. There's a neighbour who takes her for, that's where she's at right now. She takes her for a couple hours, for like 3 hours, 2 days a week. And then there's a kind of a retired childminder who's like on an unregistered informal basis takes my daughter 2 days a week. So when she turns 2 in like later in the year, I will be able to send her to nursery, and I'm hoping to do like 5 days a week. And that sounds horrible, but then it means that when she's home, I then, because I can get on with all the things while she's not here, when she's actually here, I can enjoy her more. So now that we've kind of gone through all that, I'll show you what we have. So first of all, so I'm sitting here in the kitchen, and up here on the shelf behind me is a box of tissues. That was probably really loud, I apologise. A box of crayons. And a colouring in book. And my daughter loves colouring in. So we have got some beautiful artwork. You can tell the bits that have been coloured in by me and which bits have been coloured in by my daughter. But basically she loves colouring, so, and she quite enjoys if you sit down with her and you colour with her. So that's something that I try and do regularly. So that's like, she colours almost daily, but because she's a small child, it's not something you can leave her unattended to do. Sometimes I can leave her here at the table while I'm over washing dishes, but then I have to be careful because then she like colours in the tablecloth. So, or she'll, you know, if she gets a hold of any piece of paper, she'll try and colour it. So you can't leave her unattended while she's colouring because then it'll get messy. So that's why I keep the crayons in a box she can't get into up on the shelf. And then that's like more of a supervised activity, but that's something that me and her will sit and do. We'll sit and colour together. Sometimes she'll sit and colour and I'll scroll on Facebook on my phone. But she'll often like hand you a crayon and she wants you to get involved too. So that's something she likes to do together. She'll often like sit on your lap and do it. So she, you know, that's quite a nice thing. We'll quite often do that like in the morning when we're still kind of, you know, when we just had breakfast, and we'll maybe do that for a little while we're kind of waking up, getting going. And then in the kitchen as well, I hit pause instead of switch camera. So in the kitchen as well, hang on, let me switch camera. And you can see our lovely tablecloth, and you can see, let me see if I can find some bits that she's coloured in. We have some coloured in sheep. Right, so over here, we have got her playpen. Now this has got, these popper books are amazing. So these books keep her occupied like really, really well because they're big board books, so she could turn the pages herself. They're pretty sturdy. She has eaten one of them, not this one. There's one where she's like chewed on the edge. And it's got polka dots. And then when you turn the page, you can pop them again. And she's got 2 of these, and they are brilliant. She's also got some like building blocky things which she loves. I bought a bundle of toys. Oh, and we've got a naked bum on a doll. Poor doll's trousers always end up getting pulled down. Sorry, I can't pull them up one-handed. Sorry, Dolly. This is a doll that the neighbour got her, and it's absolutely fab. I love it. It's like a little fabric doll that gets pulled about by the hair a lot, and it's got something in its hair. And then she's got some magnetic animals. Oh, that's obviously the wrong kind of magnet. So it's like heads and bodies that you can create some. And then Cheerios are wonderful. I just give her a tub of Cheerios in her playpen, and that keeps her occupied. This morning I had to go out and feed the caddy lamb, and so I just chucked her in her playpen, which is in the kitchen, and she's contained, and I know she's not going anywhere because she can't climb out of it yet. There will come a day when she can climb out of this, and then I will cry because I will have lost my last ability to contain her. So I normally have like an assortment. So this is like an old phone that doesn't work, that she loves to pretend to be chatting on the phone. She'll like hold it up to her face and chat away and be like, hi. And this is, we got a lightning strike which fried our house phone. So this is like one of our house phones that got fried. So again, doesn't work, but she loves pretending to chat on it. She's so adorably cute when she was sitting there chatting away on the phone. And yeah, this is actually Giraffe. There's the head over there. And the body's over there. And she loves playing with that. I basically bought a bundle of toys on Facebook, and that was in that bundle. And she loves it, absolutely loves it. And it's nice and easy to start with for starting to put blocks together because it's round, it goes together no matter which way you hold it. So this is the doll, the book, the magnetic animals. They were all gifts that she got. And so there's a lot of things that we didn't even have to buy for her. And I said I spent like 20 quid buying a whole bundle of toys off Facebook. And never underestimate the power of Cheerios for keeping a child occupied. So I'm going to take you through to the living room, and I'll show you what we've got. So this is in the kitchen, and this is really handy when I am like trying to wash dishes, or because, yeah, excuse the mess. So if I'm over there washing dishes or trying to cook a meal or something, you can see our bag of lamb milk. It doesn't always work. So there's some times when I will try and put her in here and she will just stand and cry and want out, and then it doesn't work. The days when she goes in it happily and happily sits and plays and I can get on with stuff, I will make the most of it. But there are some times when she just cries and I can't go do anything, so it doesn't get done. Right, I'm gonna take you through. Oh, actually, first of all, I will open a noisy door. I will take you and show you the outside toys that I got for her. So we have a regular ball, which I don't actually know where it's at. I think it might be out in a trike. And I'm just getting out of the... So here is some toys I got for her for outside. She's got a tricycle outside, and she has got a climbing frame. Well, it wasn't... The tricycle we got free from a work colleague of my husband's. And then outside we've got a climbing frame that was her big brother's when he was little. And so it's got a slide and a swing. And so she really loves playing on that. Like, she loves the swing. Even though she's only like a year and a half, she absolutely adores a swing. But unfortunately our garden isn't like enclosed, so if you're outside with her, you always have to be keeping an eye on her because she can set off up to the road, and although we live at the end of a quiet road, there is still traffic. So here we've got like a gardening bag. It's like a little tote, and it's got like wooden handles and metal tools. So we've got a little fork thing, a little reiki thing. I know that they have proper names, I don't know what they are. A little shovel-y thing. And then a little watering can. Now that is really handy if I'm doing something outside and I can just give her that and she'll sit and dig away and entertain herself. This is for down at the beach because we've got a beach just below our house, which I am ashamed to admit I don't take my daughter to enough. And it's got like spades and shovels and a watering can and a little dump truck and a sandcastle bucket and some like little shape for making sand shapes, and then it's got like different building stuff for sandcastles, and it comes in this little mesh bag. So we have that for going. She often just plays with it in the garden as well, and then we take it down to the beach. I didn't spend a lot of money on this, and then I said she got a trike free from a work colleague of my husband's, and then we've got a ball because she loves just kicking a ball about and throwing it around in the garden. So that is like outside toys. Because it's really windy here, we have to be able to bring, if it's not like fixed down like the climbing frame, anything outside has to be able to be brought inside. And so I don't want a lot of outside toys because then it ends up just creating extra clutter in the house. So we've got a shelf inside the door which I can put these on, and so they've got a home, and when we go outside she can play with them, and then they can be gathered up and brought in at the end of the day, because otherwise if we get a gale they'll be gone. Even like the metal stuff would easily blow away with some of the weather we get. So I'm going to put these back up on the shelf and then I'll show you what I've got in the living room. So this is our living room, like as it is. I've not tidied beforehand, but me and my daughter were away for a few days. I tidied before we left. So we've got one of these wooden frames. They are really expensive, but she does sit and play with it from time to time. So I'd only get it if you have the space. She does have some teddies that she loves. This one normally sits in her bed, and obviously it's been dragged through. She's got my old rocking chair, and then it's like a teddy thing that sings songs when you push its buttons and stuff that she got from that was from a friend of mine, and then that's her present from my mum and dad for Christmas. So she's got a variety of different teddies and things. And then what we've done is this cabinet here is all of her stuff, and then we have some stuff underneath the coffee table, but it means that like that's her stuff like tidied away, so it's not obvious when you walk in the door that there's a child here. And I like that. I like to be able to, because we have a small house, this is the only living room. It's quite a small living room. We don't have like a separate family room or a playroom or anything like that. Then through there is my office, with the baby gate. So if I'm through there, like basically that's through to the kitchen, and then I've been shopping, and then that's like through to the bedroom, and then that's through to the utility room and bathroom, and obviously baby gate for up the stairs. So it's a small house. We don't have a lot of space for a lot of stuff. So what we've done is under here, what I do is I rotate. So those two cupboards both have got baby locks, and then the drawers she can open. So the stuff in the drawers and the stuff in this little like pull along wagon thing underneath the coffee table, she can access herself and she can pull out, but she can't pull everything out because she can't open the Duplo box, that's Duplo, and she can't open these two doors. And I'll go and show you what's in the cupboards, and I rotate the toys that are in here so that she's got like, it kind of keeps it fresh. So we've got things like a ring stacker, another of these popper books. I said she loves it. I mean, you can see this is what my daughter does to books. She eats them. So you do have to watch her. And then this was her Christmas presents from her grandparents and her aunt. It's like a quad, and they've got like little people, and then there's a car and a horse box. And she does really enjoy playing with those. I probably wouldn't have bought those myself, but she does really enjoy playing with them. That was part of that bundle I got off Facebook. It was really cheap. It kind of keeps her occupied. It might be getting got rid of soon, because I kind of try and keep the toys, they have to be able to fit in this, a lot of stuff. If it's too much to fit, then it has to go. This is a bunch of Duplo I got secondhand off Facebook, just disinfected it, gave it a bit of a clean because some of it had grotty stuff stuck to it. I think I paid like £15 in total. If I'd bought it all new, it would have cost about £45. So I was quite pleased with that. She loves Duplo. This is something she will happily sit and play with herself, or she'll also enjoy if you play with her. Because it's in a tub that she can't open, she'll just carry the whole tub over to you to open. But it means that when you put it away, it can actually stay away. So over here, we have got, bottom drawer is some wooden puzzles. I got her this one. It's like stackable, because you get those stacking rainbows that are like the big thing. So you've got like a stacking rainbow thing, so I'm doing it on carpet. And you've also got these little guys sit on top. So, and then it's also a puzzle as well. And then this is a puzzle she got from my my husband's ex-wife, who's like the mother of my stepkids. That she got her this for Christmas. And it's really cool because it's got like it's like a hidden jigsaw puzzle, so it's pretty cool. My daughter enjoys this one. It's quite simple. So that's just a couple puzzles in the bottom. Nice big wooden solid. If you choose on it, it doesn't matter. Then the next drawer up is a random assortment of things. We've got an old remote control, because she likes playing with the ones we have. Some stacking cups. These are brilliant. Cheap. Keep a kid entertained. This is more of the giraffe that's through in the kitchen. That was like the same set. And then there's an elephant. My brother got her a pull-along frog. And she's got this like little thing. It's got like peg people, and it's like spring loaded, so you can like launch them into the air if you let go. I'm not going to do it because it's noisy. And then this is like part of this set. The pieces that are in the kitchen go in here, and it tells you information about the animals, but I don't generally give her noisy things to play with. It's turned off, and she's a bit young for that part of it. She likes playing with these bits, but she's not quite at the age of the interactive bit yet. So she can kind of enjoy that when she's a bit bigger. And then she's got a finger puppet, a book bug finger puppet, that she got free with her book bug bag, which is a Scottish initiative where kids get books at certain ages. So that's like a drawer of like random stuff. And then this drawer here has got teethers, a little popper thing, a crinkly book, more teethers, and like rattles, and like little teddies and things. More rattles, teddies, and like that kind of thing crammed in there. And then the top drawer is more teddies and like those like comfort toys and different teddies, a ball, some blanket things I had as a kid that got like nursery rhymes on them. So that's kind of rammed in there. There's a unicorn, a puffin, a cat, a variety of different things rammed in there. So that's toys that she can like pull out to her little heart's content, and believe me, she does. And then over here, oh hang on, I'm gonna need to pause because I need both hands to open the doors. 1 second. Okay, so up here on this shelf I had like a changing station, so I kept like nappies and wipes and that kind of stuff, and a change mat. That was more for when I was working with cloth nappies. I haven't used cloth nappies in a while because there's been too much other stuff going on in my life. We still have all the cloth nappies and I may well go back to using them. But right now I'm just not at that stage in my life. So down here I've got a basket to make life easy. I'm gonna pull it back so hopefully the light, you can see what's in here. So we have got the classic Fisher-Price telephone. That was in that bundle I bought on Facebook. It was a whole bunch of stuff in that bundle. I kept some of it's already been bumped for to make way for other toys. Because basically she had like all this stuff was full of toys, and then at Christmas time she got more toys, so we got rid of a bunch of stuff. We have got a Fisher-Price shape sorter, and she's getting much better at actually being able to get the correct shapes in the correct holes. Highly recommend a shape sorter of any variety. It doesn't have to be this one, just a shape sorter. They are brilliant toys. These egg things, these to-me eggs, it's basically, these ones are ones with egg cups, and it's got a shape and a colour to match, and then they're all different shapes and things. So there's like half a dozen different multicoloured eggs. She's not that interested in them, but then she's still getting her shapes and her colours and stuff. So, and they've got numbers as well, so that's kind of semi-educational. And then this is just a classic Skittles bowling set. It's like different animals, and then there's a ball to chuck at them. She hasn't really embraced the throwing the ball at the animals yet, because I think she likes cuddling the animals too much. I've got a video I did recently of her like cuddling all the teddies. It was really cute. She's taking them out one at a time and giving them cuddles and kisses and then putting them back. So this is something I got her, and it's been a hit. She likes throwing the ball around and just by itself, and yeah, that's quite a fun, because like she can play with the animals as animals, or she can play with it as a set, and then there's the ball, and so that's been quite a good hit. So that's kind of what's in this basket. As I said, I kind of rotate what's in the baskets and what's out for her to play with. That way it kind of keeps it fresh and keeps it interesting, and then it gets just locked away. We've got magnetic door locks. So in this side we have got all of her board books. She has got a lot of books. This is all her board books. They're locked away because she will eat them. I mean, she's a monster. And she can also be really rough with them. And also she has a habit of, she'll pull them all out. Like all of them will end up on the floor. If every now and then I will just open the door and let her pull them all out, because it'll keep her occupied while I'm maybe getting on with something, and I'll just let her pull them all out, and then I'll tidy them up when she's finished. What we'll often do is I will sit cross-legged on the floor in front of the cupboard. She'll sit on my lap, and we'll sit close enough where she'll reach and she'll take a book, she'll hand it to me, I'll read it to her, she'll reach out and get another one, and we'll sit and just read stories together. And she loves sitting on my lap and reading books. I must confess, that's something that we should probably be doing on a daily basis, and we don't. We maybe do it on a weekly basis, and that's something that we should do more of, because I grew up with a real love of books, and I want her to have that too. And at the moment her books are locked away because she's a monster and I don't read to her enough. So that's my mommy guilt, is that I don't read enough to her. But this is all of the board books. We have a bookcase up the stairs with like books for her when she gets older, like, like the proper paper pages. But she doesn't sit for long, so it has to be stories that are like not too many words per page, because she's wanting to turn the page. And if you've got a story that's got too many words on a page, she's getting bored and trying to turn the page before you've read that page, and that annoys me. So it's just the shorter board books down here. And then down here we have got this was a gift from one of her aunts, and it's a noisy toy that you'll find is turned off. But it's basically, it does like nursery rhymes and talks about shapes and numbers and stuff. And so sometimes that will get taken out and turned on And then this is a keyboard because she loves, there's also a keyboard up on here on the side. It's like her sister's old keyboard. And so she loves keyboards. She loves playing music. And so this again turned off, but it can either be a cow, a duck, a piano, or like plays like educational songs, talking about numbers and colours and shapes. So I do like Fisher Price. And so she does quite enjoy that. I actually bought her this because her niece has got one and she loves it, and so I got her one. This was another gift. These, again, more of these eggs. And she will play with these. She'll pull them out and strew them across the room, and then you spend ages finding them all again. And we've got my old Popple. So who here remembers from like the 80s and 90s Popples? And so it's been washed. It's been like bleached and washed and cleaned and dried, and she's got it now. We've got a spatula and a wooden spoon that she likes to play with, and then this thing you like turn or push or do that and push buttons, and then it pops up these, and there's animals. I'm not going to do it because it's a little loud, and then you kind of push them back down again. She quite enjoys this. She's learning how to work all the different like knobs and levers and things, so this is quite good. So I said, you know, she's got toys, not like a million, and we keep them to where they fit within this setup. I have a bunch more toys up the stairs that she's outgrown or that I just felt she wasn't really playing with, and I will, hang on, I'll switch camera around because I'm going to chat to you. Alrighty, here I am again. Yes, she's got more toys up the stairs that I think there's gonna be a car boot sale in June, which I'm gonna try and take a lot of her old stuff to. So I said I got that bundle off Facebook. There's a bunch of stuff in there that I felt that she wasn't playing with the stuff very much, and so I've kind of kept the stuff out that she does play with. Her favourite things at the moment would be playing with her books. She loves colouring or scribbling. If she can get a paper and pen, she loves scribbling all over everything. That's like some of her favourite things. She loves her Duplo. And her teddies. She does like to sit and cuddle with her teddies. And she does like those, the cars and stuff. To be honest, a lot of the rest of it could probably go and she wouldn't really notice. But yeah, so it's kind of, I think if you've got too many toys, I've noticed this, when she's pulled everything out, then everything will be lying on the floor and she doesn't really interact with any of it. I'm a firm believer that less is more when it comes to kids' toys. She'll take out, like, you know, if she's got like one item out, she's more likely to actually play with it and interact with it than if she's got like everything out. So I do try, like for my own sanity as well, I like to be able to put everything away, and then it's like a bit of a reset, and then I might pull like a toy for her or something. And then instead, so in response to the question of like, what do I do with my daughter all day? Sorry, wobbling the camera back. I sit on my phone a lot, to be honest, completely honest, while she plays. I try and get her outside as much as possible. So if I'm not doing anything and it's nice weather and she's not doing anything, then like we'll try and get outside as much as possible. She does go to childminders sometimes, which just gives me a breathing space and I can get stuff done. The more I can get done while she's away means that when she is here, I can sit and like colour with her or read stories with her. We don't do arts and crafts, really. We really should. But so far we've not gotten out like messy crafts. She doesn't have any Play-Doh yet, which we may get some at some point because she played with Play-Doh at nursery once and she really enjoyed it. So I might get her some Play-Doh at some point. But again, that would be a supervised activity because I don't want Play-Doh all over my house. So yeah, my top
favourite and her top favourite is just the box Duplo. She just loves sitting, just playing with the box Duplo. Or she'll sit and pretend to be chatting on a phone or whatever. But that's kind of how we get through the day. We kind of get up, I feed her breakfast, normally let her like just interfere with everything while I clean up and kind of get started for the day. And then a lot of the time, to be honest, I'll sit on my phone until it's time to take her to childcare. And then once she's at childcare, I'll get as much done as I can during the day. And then by the time she comes home, if she comes home at lunchtime, it's like then lunch, nap, and then a bit of interaction time before dinner and bedtime. So there's not a huge amount of time that I have to actively occupy her. And I don't know how well I would cope if I had to sit with her all day long, every day, just me and her. Because and that's my own honest, like, I wouldn't do well with that, I don't think. The days when I have no childcare, I really struggle. So that's kind of my honest. So if you're finding it hard, then I hear you. That's basically my honest where I'm at and how I find it. But that's kind of how we're doing it. And I imagine that you could easily say that if I just use screens, then it would make my job a lot easier and I'd cope a lot better. But I don't want to do that. So, yeah, that's kind of, I can't really think of anything else on this topic. What I can do is I can do a video showing, so this is like her at 1.5 years. These are the sort of toys she's got 1.5 years. What I can do is I can do a video with the toys she had that she's outgrown, the ones that are going to be going to the car boot sale. I can do like a video showing the stuff that we used when she was like really little. She had a few things that she loved, so we could do a video. Apologies. With that stuff, because I need to sort through it all before the car boot sale anyway. And we could also maybe do some videos on like must-have stuff, possibly. But yeah, I think that's all. I'm just rambling now, really. And I always feel with these videos, I have something I want to share. And if I'd actually sat down beforehand and written myself some kind of a script and like main key points, I could probably have said it in like half the time. But I ramble lots and go off topic, so it probably takes a lot longer. But hopefully it's an alright ASMR. I'm not sure how good this video will be in terms of ASMR because I'm aware that I've been moving around and interacting with stuff, so I don't know how good it has been, but I hope it's okay. I hope you're all keeping well, and I will see you all sometime soon. So you guys take care. Bye bye.